And hello. I tickle myself when I do that. Hello out there to all of you who are listening right here, on whichever platform this is, whether this is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever I decide to post this, or wherever you decide to share this, honey. Hello to all of you out there, and who are in the sound of my voice. I'm glad that we're having this time. I know you guys have been waiting on me to come through to voice my commentary and thing on this particular situation. And I wanted to give myself some time to do it because I didn't want to come across very emotional. And I wanted to have a couple of facts, I hope, to discuss this. Oh my God, why is it every time I get ready to do this damn live, my eye wants to just start to twitch and act the fuck up? But it's okay, we're here. Okay? But nonetheless, I am here, honey. This is me. For those of you who do not know who I am this Big Meech Taylor, darlings. And right now you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech right here and what? Right now. Okay? Yeah. What I'm going to do here is put down here in the comments right here my website, www.dishingtea.com. For everything dishing tea and anything about Big Meech, okay? Go there and you can find out a lot of stuff about what's coming up in the future, how you could be a sponsor, how you could do whatever it is that you would like to do, okay? How to catch the radio show Dishing Tea with Big Meech on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Blog Talk Radio Network and all of those particular shenanigans. So having said all that, I'm going to ask that you like, share, subscribe, and all of the fun stuff on all of my media platforms so that you can stay abreast with what it is that I do. We got some new things coming down the pipeline on the YouTube page. I'm trying to get better with my Instagram, honey. And all of those things. So please, be courteous. And like, subscribe, share, okay? Now, like I said, I know you guys have been waiting on me to come through with this one, honey, about the whole Jussie Smollet thing. And yes. And there's a few things that I want to say about this, and I'm going to be as objective as possible because I see many of you. We are we having a quandary here, honey, and it's such a conundrum. For those of you who are following my page or whatever, you see that I have put up this meme that's going around that says black people versus black people. There's a picture of R. Kelly, and then there's a picture of Jussie Smollet. And in this picture, you know, we have a side-by-side comparison based on how R. Kelly, black folks rally around R. Kelly, and, you know, some have fought for his innocence, some have said he didn't do it, others have blamed the girls and this, that, and the other. After 20 plus years of knowing that he's been a predator and carrying on, and here we have Jussie Smollett, who, you know, the world is sitting up here saying that perhaps this is a publicity stunt. Perhaps this didn't really happen. Perhaps this is something that was a dating app gone wrong. Maybe it wasn't the two white boys. Maybe something happened, but it wasn't the story that he's telling. Wow. Let's start there. Wow. I'm completely outraged, period. Okay? Let me say that first. I am fucking outraged. Now, let's start with the practical first before we get into the speculation. Why am I outraged? Well, darlings, we as black folks and as a black LGBT community, y'all know I've been harping on this for a little piece of a minute. We need to learn how to open our motherfucking mouths and be outraged when we see crime, hate crimes, homo hatred, racially charged hatred, bigotry, all of the, we need to be about our business. Okay? I'm having a hard time with the children not being upfront, outraged, being vocal, and letting us know that we are not going to stand for it. Hold on, because I'm going to put this hashtag down here. Because I started a hashtag that I was hoping was going to pick up, but nobody has done it yet. Okay, and I said hashtag, we ain't having it. Okay? Hashtag that. We ain't having it. You understand me? This particular crime, this outrage, this here that happened to Jussie, this here has too many ramifications and carrying on for us to be sitting down idle and to not believe that this has happened. Now, the reports are saying that, okay, he was going out to get something to eat, and while he was out and carrying on and doing his thing or whatever, that the two children came up and, they accosted him. First, there was a verbal altercation that became physical, okay? Now, having said that, yes, I've been the runny nose boy all of my life, child, so get over it. Having said that, all right, he was attacked, brutally beaten, broken ribs and things. He had report some kind of the initial report says some type of chemical. Okay, it's been assumed it was bleach. Okay, so I want to be clear with that. They said some type of chemical. It was assumed to be bleach. Okay, and this, that, and the other. Then we get the reports that says. No, in addition to that, Jussie says that the children cried out, this is MAGA country. And everybody knows that damn, Make America Great Again slogan, the MAGA. And carrying on, okay? Then we got the reports that, they were looking at the film and they cannot find this, that, and the other. Then they finally found some video where there were two men who are people of interest. Then there's reports are saying that he didn't want to turn over his telephone because he was talking with his agent and things of that nature. And, then we're going down the line. I am having a hard time with the story itself because no one deserves to be beaten, called out of their names, racial slurs, homo-hatred slurs, and carrying on. It said that he had death threats and things of that nature. And, that they were really coming for him. Now, Jussie has been very active in a lot of communities, not just the LGBT community, but he's been very active with saving Bennett College, which is the HBCU. He has been very active with homelessness and carrying on. He does a lot for the underprivileged and the disadvantaged and carrying on. So, excuse me. So, with that, for us to go through here and to say that this is some kind of publicity stunt and carrying on, I'm having a real hard time with that, okay? I am outraged that we are not on the forefront of this. I am outraged that I have yet to hear our Caucasian LGBT counterparts come to the forefront. Okay? I have not heard the ACLU jump on this. I have not heard any of the Lambda Foundations jump on this. We have not heard anybody else, really get down and dirty with this. We have not. Where are the pundits that the children always want to fight about homophobia and carrying on? Where are those kids? I am not hearing the outrage. Now, we have this as a celebrity, so perhaps, some of us are feeling, oh, well, this is a celebrity, it's going to make the news because the average Joe Blow who gets beat down or whatever and is involved in a gay bashing or a hatred crime, they don't get on the news. They don't get the televised information and carrying on. So, hell, are you jealous or mad about that? Are you, what is that, that we have that to contend with? I wish that we could all come into some kind of agreement to where we need, We need to sit down there and write our congressmen, write the newspapers. Where are all the children, honey, on all of these social media networks to say, you know what, that's fucked up? You know, where are we as a collective whole, as a black LGBT, black and brown LGBT community, to stand up for this? I'm having a real hard time that we are not out there. We are not pushing that down the people's throats the way we were pushing gay marriage down everybody's throat. Here we have someone who has been attacked. Okay, attacked by in a heinous way. And we know that hate crimes and things of that nature, this is hate across the board because it's racially and, based on his sexual orientation. According to what the stories are saying, the children called him out by name. Then they also called him out because they knew he was on the TV show and carrying on. So, because of all of this, we have got to do so much better with making sure that this becomes something that we end up fighting for. We can't wait for anybody else to do our fighting for us. We cannot sit down here and get off into waiting for the other children to get in on this. You understand what I'm saying? Why have we as a black LGBT community not been out here on the forefront? We should have been in front of this. We should have been up there on all of the social platforms. I'm going to tell you, I know one person, I have not heard him yet, but I know one person who will, and that's Cleo Monango. Cleo, I have to give you kudos, baby, because I may not believe or agree with all of your politics and carrying on, but who does these days? You know what I'm saying? But I know that as a black gay man yourself, this is something because you could get to Roland Martin and carrying on. Roland likes to have you on his show, and I know this is something that you most definitely will address. I have not heard you yet, but I know you will because I follow you the way that I follow you, and I know this is something that you're going to address on a public forum. That's a news program or whatever. I'm waiting on Don Lemon. Have anybody heard Don? If you've heard Don say something, put it down here in the comments so I can go find it. I've not heard Don say anything yet. And from what I'm understanding, Don is close friends or at least has connections to where he could get up in there and talk with Jussie and carrying on. I have not heard anything as of yet. So please, if I'm wrong, correct me because I don't mind being corrected. Just let me know what's going on. I need to have us out there on this forefront so that we can get ahead of this thing, get in front of it, get behind it, get around it, because we need to sit out there and hashtag, we ain't having it. You understand? We ain't having it. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. We are not having it. We ain't having it. Okay? And we are not, especially not now. This is 2019, baby. 2019. And for us to feel as though we're going backwards in all this bullshit, it's ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you something. Have you guys seen the meme that says, at one point in time, bigotry and racism and carrying on was the Confederate flag? Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I got it wrong. I forgot what the first one was. Then it became the Confederate flag. Now, the Make America Great Again hat has now become this symbol. Okay, was the swastika? I think it was the swastika first, and then the Confederate flag, and now the MAGA flag hat. Whatever it is, the idea that we have gotten into this, the way that the representation of hate and racial bigotry and racial tension and homo hatred and carrying on and all of the differences, everything that we can discriminate against because it's different from the quote unquote norm, everything has, the eels of it has some kind of representation. And right now the representation for those who have that same ideology, that white male privilege is the way to go, because they don't even include white females in that if you pay attention. White male privilege, heterosexual white male privilege is the way to go. Everything culminates up under the wearing of that damn hat because the current administration has made it so. That may not have been his intention. However, during his campaign trail, when that was his moniker, his battle cry, most of his supporters are one-issue supporters. If you pay attention, everybody, they love him for one thing that he said he gonna do, or he said he's stand against, or whatever. They are one-issue people. And this issue galvanized with that issue, gets together with this issue, come together with that issue, join up with this one. Then you have a whole mess of a support system. Okay? So because of that, we need to sit up, get up, stand up, walk on, and get in front of this, behind this, or something, so we can let the people know that we are not going to stand. We ain't having it. You understand? We ain't having it. Now, I've got to go here because many of you have sat up there and you put the shadow of doubt into the equation. Okay? For those of you who say this is a publicity stunt, he was out there doing his thing, and this may have been the dating app situation gone bad. For those of you who feel as though this is fake news and the media is propping this up to say one thing and it's something else, for those of you who just don't believe it at all because of whatever reasons, okay? For those of you who are of the homo hatred society and feel as though he got what he deserved because he was gay and things of that nature, or for those of you who feel that he should have had bodyguards, because how you going out into the streets and not have your bodyguards with you and carrying on, here is what I have to say. Because what we have done, like I said, you all have cast a shadow of doubt, and I've said this on the Brian the Hammer Jackson radio show, and I'm upset because the pundits have gotten in my ear, and that shadow of doubt is there. And it's there because I have to look at this objectively, although I'm not saying this is real, because I believe that this man was attacked, and I believe that this is going to come to pass, and all that he said is going to be proven. But you guys have sit down there and said that, okay, let's look at this. I've had someone tell me, when you saw the picture doesn't look like he's been beat up the way that he says he's been beaten. He doesn't look like he was doused in bleach or whatever. If he had the rope around his neck, did he have rope marks or rope burns because he's light skinned and it should have shown this, that, and the other? Okay. Maybe it wasn't white folks that did this. Maybe it was he had a date and the date got mad and wanted to, to clip him or, get some coin from him or whatever the case may be. Those things right there, they create a doubt. Okay, then of course, him saying he don't want to turn his phone over and carrying on. So that creates a doubt. And it creates a situation to where folks are sitting there saying, well, what was you doing? And that we need to get away from. I'm going to say this. God help us if this turns out to be a hoax or a stunt or whatever, because what that would mean is all of the strides that he has taken. Jussie has been one of the people who says resist the administration. He has been out there to support the Women's March. He has been out there to support all the LGBT causes that moves us forward. And he has been out there to champion those causes that are against, racism and all those kinds of things. And should the doubt get teeth, or should the doubters or whatever, hey, go forward, and this proves that this was not the story that was reported, then that's going to be a slap in the face to the LGBT community, to the black community. It's going to empower the current administration supporters, because they already say, oh, this is fake news. They always want to talk about the media hyping shit up and carrying on. This will solidify his fucking power base. Okay? So because of y'all sitting up there putting that doubt up in his so early in the game, so early in the game. You know, it's like, damn. You know, I like I said, I wanted to come in here very fired up, and I didn't want to be so emotional, because the emotion doesn't get us into solving something. You understand? Emotion just keeps us into a wave where we end up going into an area that we become irrational, and we then end up doing shit just because we done got hot and bothered. What we have to do is strategize. I want us to sit down here and get with the program. Now, what keeps me in my right mind of saying that I know these allegations are true is because, number one, this is in Chicago. And you know, Chicago's police department has had a horrible track record with understanding how to review footage, with how they treat black men there, with how the communications are with everyone. You know, they have a horrible track record with that. So right now, we can't even trust the police department and the investigation, because here's something else. They keep saying that they reviewed all the videos and carried on. No one has said that they looked at the video from the hospital when he came into the hospital. No one has looked at the reports from the hospital and released the medical information. Okay. No one. Wait a minute, y'all. I got to pass out paychecks. No one has gone through and question any of the factual information. You know, if you sit up there questioning whether or not this is real, how come the first thing y'all didn't do would be to get the doctor's report? You know, or is it because of HIPAA laws and y'all can't do that as of yet? So, hey now,
Hey, boo.
what's going on?
Don't know it. I don't want no junk about my breakfast this morning.
So see, we have to look into all of those particular shenanigans, children, and we have to get with the program. See, they have not released any of that particular stuff. They have not released. They kept telling me they look at outside of his apartment complex and carrying on. But again, Chicago has a horrible track record with their police department and its communications. Okay. They want to make issue to where he's not turning over his phone and carrying on. And at this particular time, I'm going to reserve that because we don't know what the hell that is. Now, I will say this, and y'all know enemy of the state has been my Bible when it comes down to dealing with technology and when it comes down to dealing with shit that everybody claim they can't find this or can't find that. But, honey, we know. Have y'all ever noticed if you Google yourself and go into your Google Maps and carry it on, honey, you can pull up your own satellite to find out your own address. You can look at yourself or look at something in real time. You can look at something that happened yesterday. Have you ever done that? Yes, you could do that from your house, child. If you go into your Google Maps and carry on, you could do that from your house. So you talking about if we have that kind of technology, I'm sure the federal government, honey, because now that the FBI is in on this, I'm sure that they could sit down there and go run the satellites, child, that's all out into the cosmos and get the right coordinates, honey, and they could go up and pull up some cameras. You understand? They could do this investigation and they could do it the right way. However, we have yet to see what's going to come of this investigation. You know what I'm saying? Now, for those of you who are real staunch about saying that this is a made-up story, why in the fuck would this be made up? Huh? Why? Jussie has no dog in this race to sit down there to make that happen. I mean, that's out of his character. Number one, so why would he need to make up a story about him getting beat and carrying on and bashed? Why would he make up a story like this? Huh? Why would he feel the need to have to make up a story He's already famous. He already got coin. Why would he need to want to make up a story like this? And so, again, why is it that we always victim blame first? Okay, and here we have a lot of folks have not even given him the benefit of the doubt. You know, well, I won't say a lot of folks. Let me say this: that those of you who are so staunch on hating this story and saying this is so that way, y'all not even looking at if the evidence is going to support it or not. Y'all thought, well, ain't nobody on the camera, so he lying. But they only looked at one camera. Now they talk about they looked at hours and hours of cameras and carrying on. But then came out, they found two people that said, okay, these are people of interest. So if that came out, then that means that somewhere along they haven't looked at all the hours and hours and hours and hours of tape. Okay, have y'all tried to do that? I work security, honey. I work in here. I got umpteen cameras up in here. And do you know how long it takes to look through 2 minutes of fucking tape? That is forever. 2 minutes is a long time when you're sitting down there when you got to rewind some fucking camera and carrying on. Because you'd be surprised what you're able to do in 2 minutes. You'd be absolutely surprised. Okay? So, honey, we have got to sit down here. I want us to become just as vocal as we were with when y'all got mad at Kevin Hart. Okay, and carried on. We need to be just as fucking vocal. This here is a heinous crime, period. Okay? Now, let me go here. I would even play devil's advocate. Let's go here. Let's say for shits and giggles that it was a lie. Okay? Are you going to sit down there and get mad at the lie, or are we going to look at the possible situation? See, every time, remember, you know how the Onion and all the little satirical shit come out on the YouTube, and we all jump to it and everything and say, oh my God, and then we say, oh, well, you know what, that's just the Onion, huh? It don't matter. But then when you read it, I said, but what if this were true? What if this situation were true, honey? How would we react to it? Because if we don't sit down here and let our voices be heard that this is bullshit and we ain't having it, we ain't having it, then, honey, we will never sit down there and get to a point where the folks will want to take us seriously. You know, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. As black men, as black gay men, we ain't having it. And that's what we need to sit down here and say, we ain't having this bullshit. We ain't having it. We ain't having it. I ain't standing for it. I don't want to be bothered with none of this bullshit. I'm not going to sit down here and allow you to make me believe that because I'm gay, because I'm black, because I'm whatever, I'm supposed to just sit down here and take what you dishing out. That's ridiculous. It's unheard of. It's uncalled for. I ain't having it. Hold on for a minute. Is this child trying to come in here? No, he's not. Okay. That's the child across the street. So I got comments. Let me see what's going on. What y'all got to say? Y'all need to come on up in here and talk to me. Okay, we got a lot of people that came up in here I have not acknowledged. Okay. Let's see. Randy and Anthony has come up in. Hey, kitty girl. Hey, that's right, kitty girl. Yes. Hashtag we ain't having it. Travis has come in here. Terry has come up in here. Eric and Larry and Ricky and Paris. Hey, Big Meat. Hey, Paris. How you doing? Larry, you say, well, child, I will see you in 53 minutes. I have to finish doing my face. Praying I see a celeb today. Room service. Can I help you? You so fucking stupid. I love it. Okay, Tracy, you say what? We need to protect our own and stand by Jussie. Exactly, Meech. You know what? We have to sit down here and get on top of this thing. I want us to become just as vocal as everybody else. And as we need to be. You know, we have to start doing our own policing. We have to start taking care of our own. Because if we're sitting down here waiting for someone else to say something, honey, it's not going to happen. And we've seen this time and time again. It is not going to happen. We've got to get out here and police ourselves. I don't want to, I felt something come over me because the wave of this is, I'm getting so tired of having to say this about us. You know, we know how to sit up here and talk about the fucking housewives. We know how to talk about Wendy Williams and Carrie. Now, we know how to talk about bullshit, but we don't know how to talk serious talk. Okay, we get into frivolous arguments over nonsense. I've seen on Twitter Tevin Campbell and Tariq Nasheed get into this little back and forth over bullshit. Oh, it seemed like that you have a problem with the black straight man, fam, and which had nothing to do with nothing. Basically, Tevin was like, okay, listen, y'all can say what you want to say, but don't embarrass the boy, and don't be sitting there saying all these damn homo hatred shits. If you're going to stand by the violence and say stop the violence, then stop the violence. And here's another thing. Let me go here. Because, see, I just saw that Twitter done got on Kevin Hart and carrying on and saying that, Kevin is saying, is hatred, stop the hatred and carrying on. Now y'all want to jump on him talking about, well, see, this is the problem with your jokes. Now you understand what your jokes are saying. And I need y'all to cut that bullshit out. And the reason why is because jokes are jokes. Bitches, y'all know what the fuck a joke is. You know what the fuck a joke is. Okay, now you ain't got to like it. You ain't got to say that it was all cutesy or whatever. You can say, okay, that was fucked up. You can say that. Okay? But you know what the fuck a joke is. And you know this is how he makes his money. And you know that comedians, honey, are no respecter of people. Everybody gets hit. Everybody along the line. Okay? If we could sit down there and have black jokes and carrying on about chicken and waffles and watermelon and shit and how we talk and how foo and all these old fucked up ass names, child, we could talk about shit. Straight folks are going to talk about gay folks. Y'all, I have yet to hear y'all talk about the gay comedians who talk about straight folks. We have got to come up off this bullshit. Now, y'all wanted him to apologize. Kevin done apologized. Now he's sitting up there being an ally that John Lemon claimed he wanted to be the ally. He says that this has got to stop. This was hatred. This was this was that. Standing up for Jussie, we in your corner. And then you bitches want to sit down there and now you want to chastise them. What the fuck do we want? Huh? What the fuck do we want, people? It makes no fucking sense. We got to stop being hypocritical. We got to sit down here, and if we're going to stand up for something, then stand up for it and stop all this back and forth bullshit with this internalized fighting, because as we try to be bitches in here beating down the bricks we done put up. It doesn't make sense. This is why LGBT children, black, brown, LGBT children, you bitches of color, you sisters, okay? Can I talk to you for a second? Okay? All of us need to get together or get into your little cliques, into your circles, into your whatever. Get into your little cliques and things, and then y'all start to galvanize, honey. Hell, we at one point in time, honey, we had the guardian angels and shit. That was it was a vigilante cause. But they did something. They got together to do something to police themselves. Okay? And carrying on. Honey, we could call ourselves the Pink Panthers. Honey, hell. We could be the Rainbow Panthers and carrying on. Honey, hi, welcome to Wakanda. Okay, or we could say Shaquanda. We could come up with something if you just got to be cute. Okay, but being petty, being ridiculous, being just absolutely disrespectful is not the way to go. And this particular crime, darling, this crime, I am outraged by it because it happened. Not because Jussie Smollet is an entertainer. It just so happens that because he's an entertainer, it's getting national attention. Okay, he's on a hit show. He's in the spotlight and carrying on. And it was a heinous crime. Okay, that's why it got the attention, because it's a heinous crime. Now, what are we going to do about it, children? What are we going to do about it? How are we going to now get the message out there to all those who think that they can do this, all those who think that this is regular, to all those who think that they're supposed to do it? Okay, because they can, because they're trying to toughen up, because they're trying to get into a gang. This is a gang initiation. Because they feel as though this is, they're supposed to jump on fast. For the religious pundits who feel as though that gays are supposed to, you're supposed to stone them to death and all that old bullshit. What are we going to do? How do we protect ourselves? How do we police ourselves? Because you bitches love to beat a motherfucker down in the club. Y'all will fight at the goddamn club. You gonna pop your goddamn trunk for a crowbar at the club to beat up one of your sisters or one of the trade. You want to clip the trade and shit. You beat the trade down, right? Or you too fishy, honey. Let the trade whoop your ass so you could have a violin, my man done me wrong torch song that you could tell your girls, girl, the trade is the trade, bitch. Is that what we got going on? Huh? What the fuck are we going to do about this? This is becoming an epidemic. Now y'all heard me the last time. Now we already got the Duke thing. I mean the Buck, Ed Buck. He's sitting up there with the drugs and shit. Okay, and getting the trade because he feel he can party and play and shit, and now he ODing the damn kids. And then we got this shit with the kids want to come out and they want to mag a country. You know what? What are we going to do? I am outraged by this, and I'm going to do my part to make sure it gets done. My radio platform is part of it. I'm going to do everything that I can do to bring awareness to this, to let my voice be heard, to be known that we are not going to stand for this. We need better hate laws. Because see, what we have on the books, I don't think are strong enough because they wait too long before they want to attack. Or investigate. And what's getting on my nerves is right now, they haven't even called it a hate crime. It is a possible hate crime because you claim you got to investigate it. What part of the investigation is needed? Because the man said they got to hollering out racial slurs to him and homo hatred slurs. Bitch, that's already hate. Nigga, faggot, this, that, and the other. Those are hate words already. And the ass whooping, you beating him down, hollering this shit out, that's hate. Okay, well, that is hate. So why is this a probable hate crime? That's ridiculous. And we need to stop doing that shit. We need to stop accepting them saying this is a probable anything. We need to sit down here and let them get on the bandwagon, honey. We need to let them know we ain't having it. Hashtag that. We ain't having it.
Thank
you. You see? Okay, wait a minute, honey. I got another comment. Okay. Tracy, you say what? If he was Caucasian, if it was a Caucasian dude, the support would be pouring in. Hello? Tracy, being petty ain't always cute. It ain't never cute. Being petty ain't never cute, honey. Being petty ain't never cute. We make it cute because we can joke about it. You know, and a lot of time petty is always is a throw off joke and everything, but there's some emotion behind that. But being petty ain't never cute because it causes a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Theo, you say what? Hashtag we ain't having it. I didn't know the younger brother was active on so many fronts. Their motto has always been divide and conquer. They're going to destroy any black trying to unite our people. Watch yourself. They'll come for you. Honey, you know what? They already coming for me. Because, see, I have a mouth, and they come for me in different ways. Chair, hold on. Go for base.
Well, February 7, the rest of Hall, main lobby, front drive, all done.
Copy that. So, yeah, they already coming for me, honey. And they'll come for me in different ways. Because they try to silence me. Every time I get on the roll on my radio show, all of a sudden the signal goes out or something like that, you know. So they do that constantly. But one of the things that we have to do is not buckle. You know, I ain't scared of an ass whooping, honey. Now, it may take me a little longer to heal because I've gotten older. Okay, I'll be 49 in March, so honey, the bones, you know, they still cute, honey, but they not as cute. The 20-year-old bones, honey, ain't there no more. But nonetheless, honey, I'm not afraid of that. That doesn't scare me. We need to stop allowing that to be part of the deal. Okay, we can't do nothing because, they may come after us. Well, honey, they're already doing it. They're doing it indirectly, honey. They're coming after me in my taxes. They're coming after me in my coin. Okay, we always got to pay for something that's fueling this and fueling that. Okay, where's the NAACP? Let me go there. Can I talk black for a minute? Because I have yet to hear the NAACP come out against this kind of thing, because this was racist, a racial issue. The NAACP ain't jumped up yet. Okay, now Steve Harvey has said something. I know Roland Martin has said something. I have not heard. I'm not looking for Jussie or Al. They done did their time. You know what I'm saying? And hell, they're old as hell now. Right now, they've done theirs. But National Action Network, Al's organization, they got young folks up in there that can say something. The NAACP, y'all supposed to be worried about a motherfucking statue. Okay? Y'all should be worried about statues and shit, child. Them statues don't mean shit. Y'all worried about names of buildings. That shit don't mean shit. Okay? It don't mean shit. Sit down there and go do some shit that we supposed to take care of. Go take care of it. That's what I'm saying. Go take care of it. That's what you need to do. Okay, let's get out there and go take care of it. Ain't nobody saying shit. And if they have, please correct me, because I'll stand correct them. Correct me. Show me. Send it to me. Say, no, meet you wrong, bitch. They done said something over here. Get it to me, because I have yet to see it. Okay? Tracy, you say, well, I've been very disappointed because you either hear victimization or crickets. How about that? Either victimization or crickets. Now, Tracy, don't you make me backflip, child, because you just said a mouthful right there. That there is gospel that's gospel. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because if it ain't, oh, woe is me, honey, oh, woe is me, you know, bleeding heart Sally Struthers and shit, then we have nothing. It's air, because we're waiting on somebody else to jump up and say something. And then for somebody to either say, see, I told you, or for somebody to say, ooh, that's a shame. Ooh, child, that's a shame. That's so sad. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what we gonna do, people? That there was my take on this, honey. Jussie Smollett, baby. I don't mean to cast doubt on this, and for those of who get this to him, when you're ready to talk and want a decent platform to where we're not gonna beat you up, where I'm not gonna put no cameras in your face or whatever, honey, we just sit down and talk. Dish and Tea with Big Meech is always the platform here. I support you. I support everything about what you want to do with this. If you decide to take the legal approach, if you decide to get vigilante on this, however you decide you want to do, we're going to support your actions. If you stay above the law, baby, we'll do that. If you try to go under the law, we're going to persuade you not to, because we don't want the hate to come back on you. We don't need you to become what they are. Okay? However, I'm going to stand by and we're going to support you, because, see, this shit here is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. But I will say this, and I have to say this, because for those of who's saying that this is a doubt and this is not what it's supposed to be and this, that, and the other, Jussie, when you prove these bitches wrong, it's going to be everything. Because we're going to need that. Okay, we're going to need that, because if anything proves these bitches right, then it's going to set us back even further. So Jussie, I'm right here, baby. We right here. We gonna rock this motherfucker together. Me, you, whoever else want to join hands, we gonna rock this motherfucker together, because we ain't having it. Hashtag, we ain't having it. You understand? Now let's go get these bastards, honey. I want to sit down there for LGBT, and so it's gonna be LGTB. Let's get those bastards, because right now we have to hit hard back, legally and physically, honey. Because shit, as far as I'm concerned, jail is too cute, honey. I want their asses locked up. I don't want them locked up. I want them tied up to a horse. I want them to whoop their asses. I want them to crack a couple of their ribs. Put them in the hospital. Okay? How about that? See, sometimes I believe that the punishment needs to be what the crime was. If you want to sit down there and stick folks with needles and shit, then yeah, we tie your ass up and stick you with the needles. Let you experience the same hate that you've inflicted on someone. That's how I feel sometimes. Okay. Hold on.
No fire, you mess me. Y'all clear this down.
Copy that. Yeah, honey. That's how I feel at times. So see, we've got to jump on top of this, and we got to keep this to the forefront. My black LGBT children, honey, come on now. LGTB, that's right, LGTB. Let's get those bastards. How about that? Let's get those bastards. Let's get those bullies. Let's get them bitches. Let's go to bat. Okay? How about that? Okay? LGTB. Let's get them bitches. Okay? Shit, now motherfuckers. You want to sit down, and then what I'm so irate about is that the children want to sit down here. No, I would say yes, sir. Time's up. Said Dominic, honey. No, it's tea time, honey. How about that? It's all about the tea. Tea time, honey. Ha. Okay, what time is it? Tea time. No, not time's up. Tea time. Dunk a few crumpets, honey. Tea and crumpets. Okay, let's get them bitches. Let's get them bastards. Let's get them bullies. Okay. Ha. Come on. Cause hashtag we ain't having it. We ain't having it. You understand? I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my soul, from the depths of everything that my soul is created from. I mean that. Let's get those bastards. Here, hashtag we ain't having it. We ain't having it. We ain't having it. You understand? I've heard that somebody has said, oh, well, maybe Lee Daniels may be behind this, creating this, because, you know, he was in debt and this, that, and the other. This could be something, you know. And then, you know, it got me to thinking in the doubt. I was like, well, shit, you know, are they testing, you know, somebody might say, are they testing out a theory, you know, a show idea, you know? And see, that kind of doubt, it has no place here. It has no place here. We need to remove that doubt and treat this like the crime that it is. Okay? We need to treat this like the crime that it is. For those of you who think this was a date app going wrong, okay, it's still a fucking crime. Treat it as it is. It was a crime, honey. We already had the Growler murders, the Grinder murders and the Tinder murders and carrying on. It's still a fucking crime. Let's treat it as such. Let's treat it as such. Let's remove all of the doubt and treat it as such. We're waiting for the autopsy. Not the autopsy. Lord, I'm sorry. We're waiting for the investigation to come through and carrying on, so that all the information that we need is readily available. But honey, right now we all speculating and shit, and folks are sitting up there with the doubt and carrying on. So okay, Paris, you say, well, that Lee Daniels theory is so silly. People want to create and want to be creative and dismissive of the facts. Crime is crime, no matter how you look at it. I agree 2,000% on that. Okay, 2,000% on that. Okay, I agree. Okay, I agree. I totally agree. And see, the idea that they put the rope around his neck, you know, in the fashion, they said it was a noose. I'm gonna say a rope around the neck, you know, because hell, it could be resembling a noose. And then I heard a report that said when they got to his apartment or something, that he had some kind of thin rope around his neck, but somebody was criticizing the fact that it wasn't a thick rope like a noose. That wasn't no noose. That was just a little rope. Well, bitch, what you think a noose is? You know, so we get so technical, and we get into the bullshit of this so quickly. And we try to shoot semantics on bullshit that have nothing to do with nothing. It's bullshit, child. This was a crime. This was a crime. Now, how would you feel? Let's take this out. Let's substitute Jussie for your grandmother. Okay, your grandmother who is dealing with Alzheimer's. and she's in one of the harsher stages of where she can't remember anything. Huh? And this happened to her. And then you want to question her story. Well, where was her people at? Why would they let her go out there by herself like that, knowing she was this? Okay? Imagine that. Imagine that. What was it? What was this your child? What was this your baby? Okay? Because you drunk. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You drunk and the baby wanted to go get some candy. Little 10-year-old. Yes, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you're right. The 10-year-old shouldn't be out. Okay. But what? Huh? What? So who'd you get mad? Did you get mad because the baby was out? Did you get mad at the parents because the parents, or because they should? What? See, we're looking at semantics. And good semantics in that particular scenario, but the crime is still the crime. The crime happened. So how do we address the crime? We get to the semantics later, but the crime is still the crime. See? Let's look at that. Let's look at that. I'm just outraged, and I wish everyone else from the LGBT community would get as outraged as we are, and that the Black LGBT community, honey, take the lead. We need to take the lead for a change, shall we? We don't need to have everyone else tell or come to bat for us for something that we can do. We're all my mothers of the houses that, honey, if this is one of your children, honey, you know you posse up in a minute. Okay? And all the mothers, honey. Because I know if this is one of my child, which I consider this to be, this is the death that I am, honey. This is one of my kids. Okay? We need to go to bat. Okay, for all the fathers of the houses, I know there's some of y'all out there. What would you do if this is one of yours? Okay, they come running in the house saying, "Trey done whoop me up." What would you do if this is one of the girls on the stroll? Huh? One of the girls on the stroll, honey. I've watched how the girls gang up and fuck some. Oh my God. Yes, because the Trey got ignorant. Okay. So what if this was one of the girls on the stroll that had a date or wasn't trying to date and 2 people came up trying to attack her and did? Huh? It would be a lynch party out there. Everybody would be looking for them. Okay? It would be. This is how we need to address this and attack this. We need to be in the forefront of this. We don't need to wait for anybody to come to our defense or to come and stand up and say what we need to say. Come on, people. Let's do this. Let's do this. I want y'all to share that hashtag. Hashtag we ain't having it. Hashtag that we ain't having it. Because I'm telling you, honey, LGTB, let's get those bastards. Let's get them bitches. Let's get those bullies, child. No, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. And I said it, and I mean it. I mean it. Let's get on our business, children. We got to get on and be about our business to make sure that folks like Jussie and everybody else, because see, Jussie has become the face now of gay bashing because of his notoriety. But we got to get on top of that, child, because we get folks who get bashed every day. I had somebody at my school, honey. He and his partner were out at the mall, child. This was a couple months ago. He come into school, child, with his hand all bandaged up and shit. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he said some story, in front of everybody else. But he came to me and said, no, honey, the world still don't like to see 2 men together, child. And we was out at the mall, and they did that. Okay. So, child, we have got to jump in front of this. We've got to, because we ain't having. Hashtag that we ain't having it. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. Jussie Smollet, to you, to your family. See, we ain't even talked about the family. What the hell is his family going through? His brothers and sisters. You know he got a large family. What is his mama and daddy going through? Now, we don't know if he's partner. I think he's still single, but hell, what is that? Okay? What is that? What is his psyche going to be coming out of this? Okay? What is that? The damage that is, because this is something. You know, the trauma that comes from it, you know, and now, you know, they're saying that he's going to have 24-hour security. I know the story had broke, saying that before they offered him security, but he didn't want to have security because he was off work. He was like, no, I don't need security. I don't want to be bothered with the hassle of all that when I'm not working. Well, okay, now they're demanding it, honey. You're going to have 24-hour security. All the cast of Empire, you know? And it's sad that it had to come to this, but, you know, it is. And so now this is becoming a reality. So now you got to walk around and can't be free and then, what? My heart is beating fast because I'm getting passionate. I want to break down because I'm emotional. And I want to cry because I'm mad. I am fucking evil. Because this here is heinous. And it has no place anywhere. And for these children to sit there and cry, MAGA country, this here is side effects. This is the residual effects of all that rhetoric that comes from this current administration. And for those of you who voted for this motherfucker, this is what you said you wanted. This is what you said you wanted. And we ain't having it. How about that? We ain't motherfucking having it. And I mean that.